Greetings, all. It's Dr. Bankhead here at the Struggle in Thinking Out Loud. And the topic of this video is worthiness. I was going to continue on the series of systems, which I began a week or so ago. And instead of picking up with systems just now, I'm going to talk about worthiness. This is something that just came up for me as I'm anticipating the life of my dreams. This is happening real time. I just expressed all of my life's experiences in the series from victimhood to victory, and I'm just getting to the victory part now. Yes, so I'm expecting my dream life to materialize. But in doing so, I came across a little hurdle. And that hurdle was my feeling worthy to receive the life of my dreams. And there were several things that impacted my thoughts on worthiness. One was there was the confusion of worthiness with self-worth. I think that having a sense of self-worth can possibly bridge the gap to worthiness, but self-worth and worthiness, I'm discovering, are quite different. You see, I expressed how my purpose in going to law school was, number one, to feel that I was competent, because between my father and my husband, I had come to really doubt my abilities, my skills, my talents, my logic, my ability to reason. And so going to law school and graduating from law school proved to me that I was in fact capable of doing what I set myself out to do. So I was able to cultivate a little self-worth from there. It behooved me to only allow a certain level of disrespect, I would say. But yet and still, there was some disrespect that I would just let brush off my shoulders and not address. It's like I'll pick my battles, and that's not one I care to pick. I've grown through that now. In any event, in the criticisms that I received in my family home, criticisms about every aspect of my being. It was like I asked my mother at the age of 16 whether she thought I was pretty. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if I had to ask that question at the age of 16, I wasn't one of those children, or shall I say daughters, that was getting the, oh, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, people are going to love you. I wasn't getting any of that. So at the age of 16, I had to ask, do you think I'm pretty? And my mother's response was, I didn't want any pretty girls. But I do think you're attractive. You're attractive. And so in my mind, in my 16-year-old mind, the one that had to ask if my own mother thought I was pretty, the woman that said I walked like a farmer, the woman that said I needed to wear support garments because I jiggled when I walked. Yes, I had to ask her if she thought I was pretty, and she said I was attractive. And to me, if you're not pretty, you're ugly. So there was that. And then my father was constantly comparing me with other children my age. I was a little bigger, and so maybe I didn't need to eat as much because I was going to be fat. And then there was the fact that I wasn't logical. You're not logical. You're like your mother. She doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So all of those little messages that I was receiving as a child coming up were programmed into my subconscious and overruling everything in my life. So I had to work at developing some self-worth, and I did that when I went to law school. But now here I sit, hoping, believing, expecting that my life is going to take that turn where I'm going to get everything I've ever dreamed of, and yet I'm facing the worthiness again. Yes, the question of worthiness. So that's when I said to myself, there's a difference between self worth and worthiness. Because worthiness is something that is innate. When you see an infant, a newborn, 90% of the people are going to say, oh, it's so cute, it's so lovely. He's cute, she's cute. And you think wonderful futures. They smell like babies. Nothing smells like a baby. Nothing giggles like a baby. And people love the babies. Even people who have questioned whether they wanted to have a baby. Once the baby arrives, they're in love with the baby. That's a good 80% at least. 80% people are appreciative of the infant once they've arrived, and they're adorable, and they grin and they giggle and they smile, and it's just life at the beginning, at the prime, at the and you have such joy and such hope for it. There's worth. There's worth there, and everyone can see it, and everyone has great expectations, and people are questioning about the baby and how's the baby. And so the worth that we have when we're born, it gets tested. It gets tested as you're coming up. You might be one of the fortunate few that didn't experience anything that would question your worth, like why were you born in such a location? Why did you have these challenges you faced? Different people in different countries facing different things, and people in this country facing things. People all over are facing things, and the reason they're facing things is because ultimately we're here in the earth's school to learn unconditional love and to learn how to unite with one another. We've got a long way to go, people. But you are worthy. We're all worthy. And worthiness is not anything you ever have to earn. You came in worthy. God formed you and when you were in your mother's womb. Yes. He knew you when you were in your mother's womb. And he saw what he had made and he said, "It is good." That's what he said. You are good. That's right. You are a creator. That's right. Create the life of your dreams. You are worthy. This is Dr. Bankhead at the Struggle in Thinking Out Loud. I am grateful for I am fully great.